Hey my YouTube people, welcome back to my channel. I feel so awkward doing this right now in the parking lot. But I have 5 opinions once again that I'm gonna share with y'all. Like always, whether you agree or disagree with my opinions, feel free to comment as long as you keep it respectful. That's all I ask. So the number one I have is, I think the whole, and no offense if you've done this at your wedding, but I don't get the whole first look at a wedding where the bride, like the groom is turned around and then the bride comes behind him and he gets to look at her dress and how beautiful she is. Like, I don't understand that. I didn't even know that was a thing until like a couple years ago, first look. I feel like that's a part of the special moment is when the groom is at the altar, if you have a regular wedding. Now if you have like a courthouse wedding or something like that, then I think that's different. But if you're going to have like a traditional wedding, you know, where you're walking down the aisle at a church or wherever, I don't understand. That's one of the most, that's the point, you know. The groom is supposed to be turned around, or not turned around, but the groom is not supposed to see the bride until she walks down the aisle. That's the very first time he is supposed to see her, you know. And I don't understand the whole first look thing. That, to me, it's like that ruins the surprise. Because when he's at the altar, he's waiting, anticipating seeing his beautiful bride, his wife, soon-to-be wife, walk down the aisle looking like a beautiful angel in her white dress, looking beautiful. That's like, you're ruining the surprise. The whole first look thing does not make any sense to me at all. Now he's already seen the bride. It's not as special to me. Like, now he's already seen her, so what's the point of walking down the aisle now? He's already seen her. It's not as special. That's just my opinion, though. The second opinion I have is, there is nothing better than sleeping in a dark room, a dark, cold room. That's the best way to sleep. I don't like no night lights, bright light, any of that when I'm sleeping. The room needs to be cold. I have covers, but I don't know what it is, but something about a cold room and it being pure pitch black. I love that. That's the best way to sleep. Can't nobody tell me different. I don't need no light, honey. I don't need no bright light. No. So the third opinion I have is, money shows you who people really are. Because I know some people say, oh, money changes people, but I think money shows you who a person really is. You know, for people that don't have money like that versus people that have all the money in the world, people that have the money, they have a lot more opportunities. They have more power, you know. So they don't have to be fake, or they don't have to, you know, do certain things, you know. So I feel like if you take a person that, you know, grew up poor or just, you know, regular, and they win the lottery, or for whatever reason they make a come up and now they have a lot of money. And at first they were nice when they weren't, you know, rich, but now that they have a lot of money, they're a whole lot different in like a bad way. Like, they're an asshole, you know. That's who they were the whole time. But they had to be humble when they didn't have much, or when they weren't famous. Fame also. They had that person, that deep down inside, that's always who that person was. That's who they truly were. But they really couldn't be their complete selves. The money basically brought out the real them. Because I feel like, you know, if you're a good person and stuff, if you're truly a good person, whether you have money or not doesn't matter. You're still going to be the same. You know what I'm saying? The fourth one I have is, I think it's really just it's very romantic and precious when the groom is crying at the wedding when he sees his bride. Whether he's crying when he first sees the bride, or he's crying while he's saying his wedding vows, or while the bride is saying her wedding vows, or if they're crying at their first dance. I just think that's so sweet. I just think it's just something about seeing the groom cry when he's at the wedding. It's like, dang, he really loves her. He really loves her, because they're tears of joy. You know what I'm saying? Especially like a man that normally doesn't cry, a man that's normally not emotional, but seeing him cry when he sees his bride. I love watching videos like that on TikTok and stuff. I think that's just romantic. So yeah, but whoever marries me, I'm gonna need you to cry at least a little bit, But anyway, and the last one I have is, I think that solo vacations are more fun than a group vacation. When you're on a solo vacation, you can do what you want when you want. When you think about it, when you're on vacation with another person, especially like a group of people, you have to compromise. You know, you have to make some kind of compromise. Everybody is different, you know, unless y'all are just all exactly alike, which is rare. You know what I mean? Like, some people have different budgets, right? Some people want to go all out for vacation. Some people want to stick to a budget, you know. And there's some people that they like to do stuff on their vacation. They like to go to water parks. They like to skydive. They like to bungee jump, zip lining, go to museums and stuff. Some people are those kind of people that like to go all out and do all kinds of activities because you're on vacation, right? Do stuff that you don't get to do all the time. But you got other people who like to relax on vacation. The reason they're on vacation because they work hard and they finally want to relax and forget about the world for a little bit, you know. Just lay by the pool, lay by the beach half the day, go get something good to eat and just relax. So, you know, people are different. Me, I'm in between. I think I like to take a couple of days to do fun activities, you know. Then another couple of days to just chill. Like, the most I like chill, when I say chill, like the most I do is, of course, go to the beach, get in the water a little bit, maybe get in the pool and eat some good food and just relax. So I'm in between. Tell me what kind of person you are when you go on vacation. Are you like the person that likes to go on all these adventures, or do you just like to go on vacation to relax, or are you somewhere in between like me? Because I feel like when I go on vacation, I want at least one chill day, if not two, at least 1 or 2 chill days where the most I'm gonna do is get in the water on the beach. And that's as far as activities. But yeah. And yeah, but when you're on a solo vacation, some people like to sleep in, some people like to get up early and start their activities, you know. So when you're on a solo vacation, you can do what you want. If you want to sleep in till 1 p.m., you can do that. If you want to get up at 7 a.m., you can do that. If you want to eat breakfast, you can do that. If you don't want to eat until 1 p.m., you can do that. You know, if you want to be lazy, or not lazy, just relax all day, you can do that. If you want to go skydiving, kayaking, swimming, all that all day, you can do that. It's a time where you can do whatever you want and you don't have to consider somebody else. Where you want to eat it, you know. Some people are like, oh, well, let's go to this Chinese spot. Well, I don't like Chinese food. Let's go to this Mexican spot. I don't like Mexican food. Or let's go to this place. Oh, that's too expensive. Let's go to this place. Yeah, their food doesn't look good. So you see what I'm saying? So I think everybody should go on a solo vacation at least once in their life to see how they like it. I'm not saying you don't have to go out of the country, but somewhere like maybe Myrtle Beach or Folly Beach, somewhere, you know, you can go somewhere that's close by, you know, just to see how you like it. So that's the end of my video. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all the next time. Bye.